Day 45. Trump's civil fraud trial. A 10-week saga nears its verdict. After a rollercoaster of 10 weeks, 40 witnesses, and courtroom drama, testimony wrapped up Wednesday in the civil business fraud trial against former President Donald Trump. While closing arguments are slated for January 11th, a verdict is not expected until the end of the month, leaving Trump's real estate empire hanging in the balance. Trial highlights and closing arguments. The extensive trial, marked by courtroom fireworks and clashes between Trump's defense team and New York Attorney General Letitia James, reached a pivotal moment with the conclusion of witness testimony. As the trial rests for a month, both sides will prepare for closing arguments on January 11th, with Judge Arthur Engoron aiming to issue a ruling later that month. The trial, brought under a state law precluding a jury, holds significant implications for Trump's business endeavors in his native state. Rebuttal witness charged Trump's disclosures. During the direct examination conducted by State Attorney Kevin Wallace, the New York Attorney General's second and final rebuttal witness, Lewis, vigorously criticized Donald Trump's financial disclosures. Despite frequent objections from defense lawyers, Lewis elucidated how Trump's statements of financial condition failed to disclose the absence of a discounted cash flow analysis, thereby contributing to the overvaluation of certain assets. Disagreeing with defense expert Jason Flemons and former Mazars USA accountant Donald Bender, Lewis emphasized the lack of mention of discounting or future value in the disclosure. "There is no mention of discounting or future value in the disclosure," Lewis said, disagreeing with testimony from defense expert Jason Flemons, as well as former Mazars USA accountant Donald Bender, who testified as a state witness. When questioned by Judge Engoron about potentially impeaching their own witness. "Are you impeaching your own witness?" Engoron inquired with the state attorneys about whether Bender's testimony should still be deemed credible. Wallace asserted, "We didn't feel the need to." Additionally, Lewis contended that Trump's external accountants at Mazars had a lesser obligation to highlight issues raised by Flemons, as they were conducting a compilation report rather than a more intensive audit. Despite facing objections from defense lawyers, Wallace persevered through the hour-long examination, with the parade of objections visibly irritating him, prompting a quip from Trump lawyer Chris Kise about the ineffectiveness of petulant outbursts in the courtroom. A glimpse into the trial's dynamics, tensions and testimonies. In a strange reflection on the proceedings, Judge Engoron expressed a peculiar sentiment, stating, "In a strange way, I'm gonna miss this trial." The day's testimony delved into accounting standards, highlighting the complexity of the case against Trump. James accuses Trump, his company, and key executives of deceiving financial institutions, inflating the ex-president's wealth by billions through alleged fraudulent financial statements. Trump's vocal defense and the Democrat allegation. Throughout the trial, Trump vehemently protested the lack of a jury, branding the case a total hit job and painting it as a partisan attack by Democrats, including James and Judge Engoron. Trump's defense strategy rested on denying any wrongdoing, a stance reiterated on his Truth Social platform. Despite his vocal defense, the trial took a significant turn before it even began when Engoron ruled that Trump engaged in fraud, ordering a receiver to control some of his properties. Legal teams prepare for closing arguments. As the trial takes a month-long hiatus, both sides claim to have proven their case. Trump's legal spokesperson, Alina Habba, denounced the trial as a joke, expressing doubt about its fairness. Meanwhile, Trump attorney Chris Kise voiced optimism about a potential appeal. During almost 11 weeks of trial, the testimony of President Trump, world-class experts, and the bankers and others involved in the complex financial transactions at issue confirmed what was clear from the outset, namely, that there was no fraud, there were no victims and there has simply been no harm, said Kise. On the other side, James referred to a pretrial ruling that found the defendants liable for fraud and emphasized the trial's revelation of the full extent of Trump's alleged fraud. While the judge already ruled in our favor and found that Donald Trump engaged in years of significant fraud and unjustly enriched himself and his family, this trial revealed the full extent of that fraud, and the defendant's inability to disprove it, James said. Looking ahead, the verdict and its ramifications. With the evidentiary portion concluded, the trial enters a crucial phase, awaiting closing arguments that will shape Judge Engoron's ultimate decision. The looming verdict, set against the backdrop of Trump's real estate empire and political aspirations, adds a layer of complexity to an already intense legal battle. As the trial unfolds, the eyes of the nation remain fixed on the courtroom, anticipating the resolution of a saga that has gripped the nation for over 2 months. Thanks for watching. If you like it, comment and hit the like and share buttons. Subscribe for future videos.